Hi everyone. Today's lecture is on classes, and we'll be defining some simple classes, see what they can have, how to operate with them, and so on. I've prepared a nice demo for you, and it will have bunnies in it. So yeah, of course. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So okay, so what are we going to be talking about today? Okay, what are classes, access modifiers, we have fields, properties, constructors, methods, and best practices. And finally, of course, homework, which will be, I hope, interesting. It's, I would say relatively large, but not as large as, arrays and stuff like that. And it will be more interesting and more straightforward as well, I think. So, yeah. Okay, what are classes? Classes model real-world objects. So if I want to model like a bank account or a bunny for my game or something else, I don't know. Classes provide you with the structure of the objects. Okay, so classes have set of attributes. They have state, properties, fields, and they also have behavior. So methods or operations on those states, properties, or fields. Okay, I said that classes describe the structure of objects or the skeleton, and objects are the particular instances of a class. So if I have a class, I don't know, class person, the person with a specific name, specific ID, and so on. This will be the object. So I have a class person, and the object will be the person named Pesho or something like that. So, okay, I'm sure that you know that. So, okay, classes in C# can have members. So members can be one of the following. Fields, constants, methods, properties, indexers, events, operators, constructors, and so on. So quite a lot of them. We will not be doing all of them in this lecture, definitely. Some of them are a bit more complicated. Others we'll see. So the most important ones we'll see today. You can also have inner types, so something like an inner class, structs or structures, enumerations, interfaces, delegates, and so on. Okay, members can have access modifiers which define the scope of your members. These can be public, private, protected, internal, or protected internal. And we'll see what all of those are in one of the next slides. So members can also be static or specific for a given object. So does everyone now make the difference between a static method and non-static method? Shall I repeat that? Yes, no? Okay, so static means that the class is only one. We don't want to, and we cannot have instances of it. So the examples are the calculator or the math class in C#. You don't have to say math calculator equals new math and so on. So it's built in. You can straight away say math.py or math.sign and stuff like that. So this is static. You only need to have one instance of it. So well, it's no instance. That was not technically correct, but you don't have to instantiate it. It's always there. Another example is the console. Okay, so you don't say console equals new console. You use it straight away. You use it straight away and its methods straight away. So I can say console.writeLine without having to instantiate it. Okay, everything else is specific. Say if I want to have a person and I want to make many people, or have students in the academy, all of them, these are different instances of my class, and that means that it's not static. So this is ask yourselves whether you can have or should you have many different instances of your class. If the answer is yes, then this is a normal class. And if the answer is no, like the calculator or the console, that means that it's static. Okay, the same thing goes for methods as well. So methods, yeah. So if I have a class person and I would need to have some method which is common, or some property which is common to every single member of the class. Maybe something like, I don't know, number of legs, which is 2. If you have people, then you can make that static, because it's not connected to the instance, it's connected to the whole class. So in this case, number of legs is connected to the class person and not to every instance of it. But we'll look at those a bit later. Okay, we have access modifiers. So these are put in front of members of the class and in front of the class itself. So if I have a variable and I give it an access modifier, that will state where can I access it from outside. Okay, so when I'm describing those, please just imagine some variable, some random variable like name, like every person has a name. So imagine that. Imagine that I have a class person, and the person has a name. And think about these modifiers as we go. So private means that my name, or the person's name, is only visible inside the class. Okay, so I cannot use it in another class. I can only use it there. You know, it's hidden from the outside world. Protected means that it's visible to the current class and its children classes or derived classes. So if I have, I don't know, let's take another example. If I have hero and I have protected name as a variable there, all of the children classes of hero, which can be something like mage, warrior, and so on, they will be able to access this property as well, which is protected. Internal means that it's visible only inside the current project. So it's a bit more than protected. Internal means that everything that you have in your current project or assembly, it's visible there. And public means visible by everyone. Okay, if you did not get those, I guess it's fine. Once you see some code, it should be apparent which to use where. The one that are most commonly used are public and private, and these two are only in very specific cases. Here is a diagram. So private means that the variable or the method is visible only by the class itself, so only by me. Internal means that it's by me and the same assembly or the same project. Protected means by the class and by every other derived or children class. Okay, after that we have protected internal, which is very rarely used, like probably once every few years you would need to use that. So yeah, this means that it's visible by the class, the derived classes, and inside the assembly as well. Public means that it's visible by everyone, and please note that here outside is blue as well, which means that if I have different projects, different solutions, and so on, I can still see those properties, fields, methods, everything that the class has as members. Is that clear? Any questions? Everything fine so far? Right. I would say that you would probably have to use, again, private and public. Protected is kind of obvious when you want to see it. So if I have some variable or a method in the more abstract class and I want to use it down the line in its derived classes, then you should use that as well. Protected. Internal, it's a bit tricky when to use it, but again, these two will be the ones that we use more often. Okay, so today we'll be making a game which is going to be Bunnies Versus Zombies, and all of that is going to be just so everything from now on is going to be just a demo, and I'll demonstrate everything, I'll explain everything, and if you have any questions, please ask on the spot. So we'll be looking at fields, properties, constructors, methods, and that'll be pretty much it for this lecture. The next lecture will be on inheritance, abstract classes, and so on. All right, so let's get going. So fields, properties, constructors, and methods. So let's make a new project. Okay, so now we have the Visual Studio. So let's make a new project. This is going to be console application. Once this loads, not responding is not very good here. Yes, so I had to reinstall Visual Studio from Preview to RC, so that's probably the reason why it's taking a bit longer. So let's call this Bunnies Versus Zombies, and it'll be a simple game. I won't call it exactly a game, but you can imagine some cool stuff going on there. But I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. Okay, so let's call this Bunnies Versus Zombies. Okay, and instead of I would like to change this class. So your class name and your namespace name should be different. Normally, because if I want to access this class, I would have to say bunnies versus zombies dot bunnies versus zombies. So it's kind of a repetition. So I'll just call this entry point, because this is where my program will run. So yeah. Okay, so let's make a class bunny class, and I can tap twice. It will generate something, but not much. But I would like to write this by hand now. So class bunny, and all right. So we've created a class. It was not that hard, but this is not everything that you need to know here. But yeah, so just use the keyword class, and after that, the name of your class, or the abstract structure of your object. In here, I can put one of those access modifiers. So public, private, protected, or internal. And but for now, let's just leave it as is. So the default access modifier, I think, is internal, which kind of makes sense to be able to use throughout your whole project. Okay, so I made the class. So what happened, and what do I gain from this? Well, what I gain is that now I can operate with more complicated structures, not just with the given ones, which were integers, strings, characters, arrays, lists, and so on. I'm making my own thing here, because every game is different, and you would need different characters in it. Okay, so what happened here is that right now I can say bunny, my bunny equals new bunny. Okay, and this line creates the bunny that I want, and I will define as we go. That's what we did. Okay, right, so access modifier. So let's give our bunny some fields. So public, what do I have here? So public string ID, let's say public, what else do I have? String name, public int health. Also, I want to have breed. So public bunny breed. Right, and what else do I want to have? Okay, I want to have bullets. So public list of carrot. We'll make the carrot later on. This is going to be carrot bullets. So our bunnies will shoot, carrots. Okay, right. So I would like to talk a little bit about the access modifier. So with this, ID here, if I say that it's public, that means that I can see it in here as well. So let me just comment on those, because they're not ready yet. Down here, I can say my bunny dot ID equals 5. I don't know. Sorry, it's a string, so 5 this way. And after that, I can print it. I can use it however I want. Right. Let's just do right. I can say my bunny dot id. So I can both write in it, change the value, and I can also use it, to get something. So let's see what happens. I should be getting 5, nothing special. So let me just zoom that in, and I don't have zoom it, so let's put it on. Okay, so that 5 here. Okay, right. So public means that I can access it from everywhere. If I put private, that means that I will no longer be able to do this thing that I did here. And if I try to compile, I'll get an error which is bunny ID is inaccessible due to its protection level or access level. Okay, so let's just revise. What did protected do? Protected? Anyone? By the class and its derived classes. So if I have here a separate class which is class, I don't know, white bunny, which inherits from bunny, then I will be able to use it here. So I should be able to say ID or base ID and so on. We'll be looking at that next lecture, so I won't go too much about inheritance. But if you have different types of bunnies which are classes on their own and they inherit from bunny, then this ID will be visible only in the derived classes, and as you can see, not in here. Okay, so I still cannot access them here. And finally, internal means that I can access it inside here, inside the project, everywhere that I want. Okay, but most of the times you will be using public or private. Yes. The default value, I don't think you can give one here. I'm not sure. For a class it's internal, the others are protected. Okay, I didn't know that. But normally you shouldn't count on the default values. You should always put the access modifier because this way everyone will know what you're talking about. What do you want your access level to be? So here I'll just put public string ID. All right, and I want to make the breed. So bunny breed will be an enumeration, and I want to put it up here. So public enum bunny breed, and you all know about enumerations, right? So here I just list some values. Yeah, question?
If we use internal, can we access the property from another project in the solution?
So the question is, if we have a class which is internal, can we access this class from a separate project which is in the same solution? The answer is no. So only in here, but not here. So if I make another one here, I won't be able to use my class inside here. Okay. That was a good question. Okay, so I would like to have some breeds here. So I'll say fuzzy, wuzzy, and mini. Okay, and my bunny will have one of these 3 breeds. All right. Okay. Right, and then we want to have carrots. So these will be the bullets that we shoot. So I would like to make a class in here, which is going to be called carrot, and it's going to be a very simple class. It's going to have damage, and what else? Let's say color, although we don't need color, but public string color, small letter. Okay. Right, so now that we have this, what is your problem? Inconsistent accessibility. This maybe should be internal. Yeah. Okay, so can I do protected? There is no sense. I can make it public, or I can make it internal in this case, so that I can read it in the class which is above. All right. Okay. So what can we do? Okay. So now that we have all of these things, one way to instantiate my bunny would be just to say my bunny dot name equals special, and my bunny dot health equals no, this is just an integer, so 150, and bunny breed, my bunny dot bunny breed, just breed, equals bunny breed dot, I don't know, let's say mini, or okay, fuzzy is fine. After that, okay, I can make the list of bullets as well, but let's leave it for now. There is another way to instantiate a bunny. I'll show it to you now. None of these is preferred though. We'll see a way to make it better. All right, so okay, let's make a new bunny. So bunny, my second bunny equals new bunny, and now I can open brackets and just say ID equals 5, comma, name equals special, and so on. So I can do let's make a different ID, so that's 7, and let's say that this is Gosho, and let's put a breed. So breed, I have to put column, comma. So here I want to say breed equals bunny breed dot mini this time, and so on. Okay, semicolon at the end. Okay, so these are two ways I can access the properties, the fields straight away, and I can give them names, or I can do it this way. So this is similar to the way you created an array. Okay, I can do it with one way or the other. Okay, any questions for now? Everything is fine? Okay, right, so here we have a problem, and the problem is that this is my bunny. It has some information, some data about it, and I can access it from the outside world very easily. So once we are playing the game, I can easily say my bunny dot health equals minus 500, and this value is not allowed, the bunny would be dead, and so on, which is something that we don't want. So here the problem is that I can access all of the information straight away, and there is no way to protect it, right? So that's why we have access modifiers, so that we can protect the information about the application or the game that we want to make. So imagine that you work in the banking sector, and you have to make an application. You wouldn't want your class person to have an account, and everyone with just a simple line of code to be able to withdraw money and so on. Yeah, so this requires a bit more work, and this is when we introduce properties. Okay, so this is gonna be fields, and I actually want to make all of these fields private, because I don't want anyone to be able to access the data about my bunny from the outside world. So private, I'll just select them all, I guess. Sorry, I'll just say private, like that. Yeah, and then I have to make some properties. So properties are very similar to fields, with a a key difference that they can have some actions on them or some checking on them. And this is what we will do now. So let's make let's validate or get some access level to the name. So what I want to do here is I want to have let me just put it here. I want to have properties here. Okay, so I can do it in two ways. I can just write prop and tap, and it will create a property. Or I can just write it on my own, and this is what I will be doing now. So I want to have public string, and I want to say name. And this kind of looks like a method, but it's not. It's more like data that we are going to hold about our bunny. So this property has two, let's call them functions, but not really. These are get and set. I'm not sure, semicolon or comma. Anyways, we'll see. Probably not. Okay, so get means that every time when I want to access the name, I should go through this method. So this is the easier thing. So every time when I want to say give me the name of the bunny, or just access it or print it and so on, I just have to say return this dot name. Okay, which is gonna so let me just zoom in here. So this this name here is this name above. So every time when I want to access it, I'll access it through the field. This keyword this means that the property name, or sorry, the field name is the specific name for my specific bunny. So if I have Pesho as a name, this name here is going to be Pesho, and the keyword this is going to mean for the specific bunny, or not for the class. Okay, did I explain that right? Was it not very good? Anyone did not get that? So this pretty much means, so if I say this is the same as specific instance of the class, e.g. my bunny. So the one that I used below this thing, my bunny here, this means my bunny. That's as easily as I can explain it. Okay, so the get is always very easy. So this is the only thing that you have to do. Just return this dot name. So this is the field, and everything is fine. So with set, I have to do some validation, right? Let's say that I don't want to have a name which is less than 3 symbols and so on. But after that, I want to set. I want to say I want to give a value to my field. So this is going to be this dot name equals the value that I give. So let's do that. So this is going to be this dot name equals, and there is a keyword for what you give to the method, and it's called value. Okay, so let me just explain that a little bit. So let me just delete all of that here because we don't need it. So now there are a couple of changes to our class. So my bunny dot name, we see it here, right? And I can access it, and it's all fine. We have a get and a set here, if you can see those. Okay, and so if I want to say my bunny dot name, or just print it. Now let's just first set it. So my bunny dot name equals I don't know, Pesho again. Okay, so what is gonna happen is that as soon as I want to change the value of my bunny, it's gonna go through this method. So I always am able to validate. I can say, well, if it's just 2 symbols, then throw an error or something like that. So let's just put it Pesho back. And another thing, when I print it, or when I want to have the value for myself to use, or or to show around, I can just say my bunny dot name. Okay, so these two are different. This corresponds to the set method. I think it's a method, I'm not sure. Corresponds to the get method. Okay, because I want to get it and I want to set it. Yeah, question?
To put out an error when we select two vectors, where do we put the if in the set?
The question is, if I want to put some errors, where do I put them? I'll do that in a second. Okay, but is it clear for now? Yeah, question.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you're creating a property, if it's a class that has other properties, how can we access them? Because I had this problem.
If a class has other properties, how can we access them?
If your property is a class,
If my property is a class, how do you access them? Is that the question?
how do you access its properties? Because right now your property is a string. If it was a caret and your caret had other properties, how do you access them? Because it doesn't let you, from my experience.
Try value dot. So if I do, so this is a string, right?
Yes.
If I want to have value dot, and I get all of the string stuff here, so like length and so on. So the question was if I have a property which is also a class, something like with the carets that we'll be doing a bit later. How do I access the properties of the class? Well, you just use the keyword value, which is what you are given to work with to change the value. So this value corresponds to, just scroll down. So this value word here corresponds to Pesho. Right, so as soon as I say my bunny.name equals Pesho, I want to change it, so I have to go through my set, and I can use the keyword value, which is going to be exactly Pesho in this case, in this specific case. If I put some other thing like Gosho, or I don't know, bunny name, Marco, or something like that, it will always be this value in here, which you can use. So you can always use all of the properties, because it's gonna know what your object or your class has. So here this is a string, so clearly I have to do it something with string. So if I do value, I'll get all of the string stuff. But yeah, I'll do a short demo about the carets, although we don't have carets for now. Okay, so value. Okay, so now if I want to do validation, here let's just do that. Is it clear first what the getter and the setter do? Everything fine? Yeah, let's go on. Is it clear why we use that and not something else? Because we want to make validation. So let's do it now. Okay, so I want to say if value dot length is less than 3, or value dot length is bigger than around 15, maybe, or 10, then I want to indicate that there is some problem and that something has to be changed. So throw new what kind of exception? Argument out of range exception. So there it is, and I want to say here something descriptive, so that if you test it afterwards, it's going to be clear what has gone wrong. So I want to say bunny name should be between 3 and 10 symbols. Okay, so let's now try to break the application. So let's just first run it. I see some expected thing here. What happened? I deleted it for some reason, but not there. So yeah, here. Is that fine now? Are you happy? You are happy. Okay, and then we have Peshu here. So it works. Everything is fine. But if I want to give a value which is something like PE, I get the exception, and if you look a little bit closer, bunny names should be between 3 and 10 symbols. Okay, so last time there were a lot of questions, when do you use exceptions? It's here. Okay, it's not for user input, it's for me or for the people who write the code to know what they did wrong when they try to extend the functionality, or do something else with the code, or just reuse it. Yes, there is a question.
We want to create the name of the bunny when it starts the game. We will do it with do while. Is less than 3.
Okay, so this is something that you have to do in the main method, or in the entry point in this case. It's not the job of the setter to do that. Its only job is to validate, and if everything is fine, just to assign the value to the name. Okay. Right. Okay. Is it clear now? I guess, well, it's kind of confusing, but once you see the constructors, I guess that it'll be fine. And also, if I put some big value here, it should also give me an error. Okay, and I can do that many times, so I don't have to have just a single check. I can have many here, so I can have, if I don't know, if the first letter is I don't know, A, then throw another exception and so on. You can do whatever you want, and I'll just be doing those here. So if something, and then just in the end, don't forget to set the value. So this is the most important thing, to set the value. So when I was testing this out today, something went wrong with my health points of my bunny, and I was wondering why, and it was because of this, because I did all of the validation and so on, but I didn't set it. So yeah, it took me about half an hour to find this error, because everything else was working. Okay, right, so let's do more properties. So let's do the health, right? We don't want to be able to instantiate a bunny with negative health, right? So public, so health was int, public int health, and that's again, I want to have get, I want to have, so no without those, and I want to have set as well. Alright, so pretty much the same thing. Return this dot health, and after that I want to say set if value dot, what do I want to say? If value is less than 0, or value, I think less than, but if there is an error, we'll just change it after that. Or bigger than, let's say, 1,000. We cannot have a bunny with such big health. I want to say throw new argument out of range. So this will be the one that you'll be using the most, the argument out of range, at least in these kinds of simple validations. And I want to say here bunny health should be between 0 and 1,000. Okay, I should be allowed to have health 0, because that will mean that we just die, right? So yeah, it should not be there. Just 1 second. And finally, in the end, this dot health equals value, the value that we give. So yes, there was a question.
Do the get and set methods inherit the access modifier of the property? And if we want to set for example, private modifier for set, do we just write private?
I can do it here. Okay, if I don't want anyone from the outside world to be able to set the values, then I have to say private, and most of the times this is what you have to write. And the only way that you can give values is through the constructor, which is going to happen, only once. So yes, you are correct. I was going to mention that a bit later, but let's leave it as is for now. And right, what else do I want to do? Okay, let's see what we have. So I have the. Why do you say health is not used? I use health here. Anyways, it will probably fix itself. I hope. I don't know, let's see. Okay, so I'll leave the ID alone for a second. I'm not gonna bother with it. For the breed and for the carrot bullets, I really don't want to have any validation. I'll be just using them, on my own inside the class, so everything is fine there. But I also want to be able to, access them from the outside world via property, and it will be, slightly different. So there's a thing called automatic property, which is used if you don't need validation, pretty much. So I can say just prop, and it will generate a property for me, which is automatic. Here I don't have to do validations and stuff like that. I just assume that I don't need any, and this is how you do it. So just in a single line you say the property. So in this case we had bunny breed, and I want to say that this is breed get, and normally you put private set. So this is the thing that I was gonna say. So I want to use this only within the class. I don't want to be able to set them outside of the class, but I want to also be able to use them. Means that I can have the get outside of the class. Okay, and once I have this is called a an automatic property. So once I have this, I don't need the this thing anymore. Or maybe I do. We'll see. I don't know. I'll just leave it for now. But I want to do the carrot bullets. So these are here. Public list carrot, and this is carrot bullets. Okay. And I want to do get and private set. Carrot, yeah, big C, thanks. All right. Okay, so we did automatic properties. I'm leaving the ID for later because I want to do something else with it. Okay. Right. What can we do to make our code better before going to constructors? Okay, so there are fields, there are properties, and there are also constants and read-only fields that I haven't mentioned. So what is this value 3? Can anyone tell me? It's a magic number. Okay, so right now we know that this is the minimum length of my name, but if I look at this code in a month, I would have no idea. So to do that, I would like to use constants. So and these constants should be private. Okay, no one from the outside world should know about them. So private const int. So there are a couple of ways of writing them. The one that I prefer is with capital letters separated by an underscore. So I would say minimum name size equals 3. After that, private const int, we had maximum name size. What was that? Was it 10? Okay. What do you want? Okay, you're fine. And here I can just, minimum size and maximum size. Okay, can you see anywhere else that I have the same problem? For the health. Okay, so for 0, I clearly don't need the constant because 0 is just 0. I don't remember, was it here or somewhere else? I saw someone write private const int 0 equals 0, right? There is absolutely no reason for you to do this. 0 is as is. You don't need to have a separate. But I want to do private const int maximum health, and this is going to be, what do we say, 1000? I think we did. Okay, up here, maximum health. Okay, can you tell me what is this thing helping me with, except just making it easier to read?
You can change the maximum health.
Okay, so if I use this maximum health in like 10 places, and if I want to change it after that, I'll have to search for 1000 and delete it everywhere and so on. This way, if I have it up top, I can change the value whenever I want. This is true for almost anything in games that can be changed. Something like the resolution of your game, or in your case, the console width and height. You can decide that you can change them in every moment, and you would have to be able to do this in a single place and not everywhere throughout the code. So this is why we use constants. So what are constants? As it says, you cannot change the value. Okay, so once it's instantiated, it's that. You cannot change it to anything, and you will get an error. So if I try, I don't know, something around here, if I try minimum, or just this dot minimum, I don't see it. No. Dot or just equals to, I don't know, 9, I am gonna get an error, which is gonna be somewhere down here. The left hand side, no. Unreachable code, no. Oh yeah, just trust me that you can. I cannot find the error right now, but I'm sure it's there. So yeah, okay. Yes, there is another thing which is read-only field, and that is different from constant, but again quite a bit similar. But we'll be using that once we get to the ID. All right. So okay, what else? I think that's that for fields and properties. The next thing is constructors, and we'll do those after the break. All right, so there were some questions during the break. I would ask the people to ask them again so that I can answer in the video as well. So there were questions. Yes.
Can you explain once again what's exactly the relation between the class, the field, its fields and properties?
Okay, again, the relation of the properties and fields and the class. Okay, so this is a field, right? It's hidden from the outside world. Okay, no one knows. No one can access this field and change the name without us wanting them to. Okay, but if I put this private, there would be no way from someone from the outside world to see what is happening. So this is why we need properties. Okay, so this public health is what I access, and it's with a capital letter. This is what I can access from the outside world. I can say my bunny.health here, but I cannot change the other one, which is the which really holds the information. Okay, so I only use the property so that I can expose the information that I want to the outside world. So the property has a getter, which is called when we want to get a value, and the setter is where we give the validations. Okay, I want to say here that properties can be read only, write only, and read and write. So in this case here, this is read and write because I'm allowed to set a new value. If I put this as private, then I wouldn't be able to set it straight away, but only from the constructor, which will be next to be explained. For example, this property here, it's what? Read only. Okay, I can also make it write only if I want to do something like that. Write only fields, I think I don't know if I mentioned this, but something other than passwords, I think it doesn't really make that much sense. So a bit quite rarely used. So let's just leave it as it was. So get private set. Okay, and the breed, I actually because I'm doing the automatic property, I don't want to have it up here, right? So let me just find it. It's here. Okay, and the caret bullets as well, I think I have to remove because they are automatic properties. Okay, so if you want to have some validation, then fields and then a property is the way to go. If you don't want to have validation, or just don't let anyone set the values of your object, then just do that and don't bother with fields as well. Okay, something else here that I want to say. Okay, so yeah, if you want to make, if you just remember that you had to do some property and you didn't, there is a nice way to do that. So I can do prop, or let's just do a public int, I don't know, number of legs. Get and then set. Okay, now I have to go back up and add the field and so on if I want to have some validation. But here, if I press Control dot, it should tell me, do I want to generate a field? But that doesn't work here. Maybe it's something else. Preview changes. No. Let me just try something real quick. Get and then return this dot number of legs. Control dot, and now it says here generate field, generate read-only field, or a property. And in this case, we want to have the field. So if I just press enter. Now I will have the field somewhere on top. There it is, and you don't have to bother with it. Go back and write it. Just a shortcut to make a field. Okay, let me just remove that because we don't need it, and let's get to constructors. So constructors are methods as well. And they are kind of special because they don't have a type and they return value. And constructors allow me to, instead of writing every time mybunny.name.health and so on, it allows me to instantiate it inside the brackets here. So let me do that. So let's create a so yeah, by default you have the empty constructor which doesn't take any value. So inside here, these brackets, this means that I'm calling the constructor from my class, but I don't have any now, right? I haven't written anything, but it still creates automatically one, even though that you can't see it. But if I want to make so first are constants fields and then our constructors. So what happened? Constructors. Okay, so here I want to say public bunny, and I want to get some values. Okay, so what values do I want to have? I want to have string name, I want to have int health, I want to have bunny breed, and I think that's everything that I want to have. Okay, so inside here, what I have to do is this dot name equals name, this dot health equals health, and after that I want to have this dot breed equals breed. Yeah, this has to be a capital because I don't have a field yet. Yeah, or I deleted it. Okay, you know, this is the constructor, and now I can just instantiate my bunny. So you see that here I have now an error because there is no, so it says here, there is no argument given that corresponds to the required formal parameter name. So this means that my constructor right now only accepts 3 values. So I no longer have the empty one where I can just say, you know, new bunny and just leave it as is. So inside here, instead of doing all of that nonsense, here I can just say new bunny, and I have to give it a name. This is going to be Pesho. I have to give it some health, so 150, and breed, so bunny breed dot wuzzy, and that is fine. Okay, so now it works. I can access. I can say my bunny dot name breed, or let's just do breed this time, and I should be able to see it because I've instantiated it straight away. So here it says wuzzy. Okay. Yes.
About bunny breed, there is no set. How we do this?
Bunny breed. What do you mean there is no set? It's an enumeration, and it's not private. It's public, and it's up here.
About the properties. Is the constructor you use breed with
It's not private. It's an automatic property. I don't have a field which is private up here, which is breed. If you see, I just deleted it.
this dot breed equals bunny?
I cannot do that. Okay, I can only instantiate via the constructor, and I cannot change the value after that. So if I try my bunny dot breed equals bunny breed dot fuzzy, I should be getting an error because it's private set. Was that your question or something else? Yes, no? You had a translator. Was that your question or was something else? It's okay. So when I do private set, I can only use the constructor to give values. Private set in the class, yeah. Well, where else?
Only in the class.
Okay. Right. But yeah, I cannot change the value if I have private set. All right. So where were we? We were here. Okay. I just want to check if everything works fine, and it doesn't, because here I've instantiated one with 2 characters, and I didn't get an error, and I should be getting an error, right? So what is the problem here? Can you tell me? Must be capital N. Okay, so right now what I am doing is I am giving value straight away to the fields. Okay, so I am giving a value here, but what has to happen is that I have to go through my property so that I can get the validation. Right here, if I say this dot name equals name, I can I don't have any of these conditions here, right? I just set it straight away and I say you are that. So here you should put capital N, capital H, and right now when I say this dot name with the capital N equals name, this means that we're so this is a value like I don't know, Pesho, it's gonna go through here, and it's gonna, or more like here, through the set. It's gonna go through all of the validations that we have, and after that, if everything is fine, then it's gonna assign the value. If I put it here as a small letter, that means that I'm not going through the property. Okay, so I know that this can be very confusing, because just to give the bunny a name, we use a name here, we use a name here, and we use a name here, right? And it's kind of confusing. So I want to go through that once again. So we have a field, okay? It's called name, okay? This is what I use internally in my class so that no one else can see what I use. We have a property, which is name, where I can do all of the validations that I want. And to do that, I need to have, this dot name. This is the field. And up here, this name here is something completely different. It's what I actually give as a value in my constructor. So this name corresponds to here, this PE. Let's just call it Pesho. Okay, and I know that this can be confusing, especially if you write just that, or even worse, just that. Okay, name equals name. What does that mean? Or if I write capital name equals name, what does that mean? It's kind of confusing. So what I like to do, and what you should do, is always put this if you can, or if this is what you want to mean. So this means the name of my bunny, of my specific bunny, or my specific object. And this name, I like to call it differently. Not that you have to. Normally, you wouldn't see it anywhere. But I like to put something like CName or CHealth, so that we know that it comes from the constructor. So that if I put CName here, there would be no way to confuse between this value and this value, because they have the same name. Yeah. To put an underscore. So underscores are for C++. Okay, here we don't use underscores because it looks. Yes, yeah, all right. So yeah, if someone writes a library for C# and they come from C++, they would be used to some kind of way of writing, right? But anything that's written in the .NET platform, you wouldn't see underscores anywhere, and there is a reason for that, and so normally what you're asking is that, or what you're saying, that here when I have a private field, I should put an underscore.
No, I'm saying that when you have a property, not a property, a variable in the
constructor here.
Yes.
Okay, I have not seen this anywhere, but I have seen this thing above here, where you put in front of the private fields, you put an underscore. And this is not the way that we are going to be doing. So this is a convention from Microsoft, and they just don't do it this way. We won't do it either. This is for C++ syntax. But if you want to leave it like that, it's fine. Without the C's, it's fine. Just if you're confused, remember that in the constructor, this name corresponds to this name, the value that we give, and not to the property here. Okay, any questions? Yes, one more question. Isn't this here unnecessary? The answer is no. You can do it without it, but this is not clear. Okay. I wouldn't really stress on that. So if I see name equals name, or health equals health, or breed equals breed, I just get confused with this. With the using of this, you say explicitly that this means for the object instance, okay, and not something else, right? So yeah, just put this. So if you can, so if this complies to your logic, use this everywhere that you can. This makes your code a lot easier to read, because right now I know that this .name is the name of my specific bunny, and not just just name, just like that, because I can have, what can I have that has this name? Here inside the constructor I can have something which is also called name, right? I can have int name equals 5, and right now you have no idea what that is, right? And if I put this here, then they are now different, they are separate. This name is different from this name, and so on. So yeah, just it's all about scope. Okay, so if I just write name here, I could have given this name inside the method, but if I say this, now I say that it is outside of the scope of the constructor. So this dot name. Okay, any other questions? All right, let's do some more, because sometimes it's not enough to have just one, and if you see something like string equals new string, inside I have inside I have 8 different constructors. Okay, so I want to have someone being able to choose how they want to instantiate the bunny. Okay, so let's have more. So I can just type public bunny again, or I can just say CTOR, tap, and it's done. Okay, I want to have string name and int health. I want to have another one which is just string name, and I want to have the default one, so public or just CTOR, public bunny, and yeah, just the empty one. All right, so let's do those. This dot name equals name. This dot health equals health, capital letter here. And I want to give some default value for the breed as well. So I want to say this dot breed equals bunny breed dot mini. Let's say that mini will be the default one. And up here I have to do the same thing. So this dot name equals name, and I want to give this dot health. Let's say that the default one is 100. And this dot breed equals bunny breed dot mini. And up here I just want to copy all of that and say this dot name equals I don't know, John Doe. How does that sound? Okay, there is something extremely wrong here, and I would like someone to point it out. Maybe there are a couple of wrong ones, since there are a couple of people. Yeah.
We should make a constant default default.
Okay, we should make constants. Yeah, that is right. But I want to have something else which is really wrong.
You can invoke in each constructor the more specific constructor.
Okay, but what's the problem? This is the solution, but I want to know what the problem is. Yes, I heard that. We'll have constants, we'll have default values and so on, but there is something extremely wrong with what I did here. Yes, we will do that as well. I want to hear a problem. So why the thing that I just did now, which is gonna work, is wrong, and you shouldn't do that. Repetition of code. Thank you very much. So the problem here is that I repeat the code as much as I can, right? So I just copy paste and so on. So there is a way to fix that. And once you have your fullest constructor, I can just invoke it. and this happens with the keyword this. So this again means the a reference to the current object. So if I say this and I just open brackets, this is going to give me the constructor of my bunny. So I can just reuse the code. So let me just put that on a new line. And I would like to say, well, I already have this one, which has the name, health, and breed. So let me just call the constructor with name, health, and the only thing that I need to add here is the default breed, right? So these two I have as arguments, and here I would like to say bunny breed dot mini. I'll fix it in a second. So what I did here is that I say, well, instead of rewriting everything, just use the constructor below, which has three arguments, and this name corresponds to this name that I give into the constructor. This health corresponds to this, and I give the last value as the default one that I want to have. So this way I reuse code, and if I have to change the default breed somewhere, I won't have to do it in many places. So this thing has to be a constant, as some of you said. So let's make it one. Private const bunny breed default breed equals bunny breed dot mini. Okay, and let's do it for the others as well. So private const string default name is going to be John Doe. Private const int default health, was it, equals 100, and now I can just redo all of my constructors this way. So let me just delete all of that, and I want to reuse this, and I can say name, and I can say default health. Okay, do I have to say default breed here as well? No, it's not necessary, because the constructor this one, so let me just put that on a new line. The constructor this one calls the one below, and it calls after that the one below, because this one only has 2 arguments, and we're actually giving it 3, so it's going to call the one below. So here I can do the same thing, pretty much. Yeah. So what this line is going to do is it's going to call the constructor here with these 2 values, which in turn is going to call the one below with 3 values. And let's do the default one very easily. So I am just gonna say this of default name, or I can also put all bunny breed to default breed. Where is that? Just there. Did I change that? No, I didn't. Default breed, yeah, I must have forgotten. So yeah, okay, so now we have the default health, the default name, and so on. All right, so now if I want to make some change, which I am gonna do now, I don't have to do it in every single constructor. I can only do it in one place, the one that has the most arguments. And the change that I want to do, the first one at least, is I would like to have my list of carrots somewhere, because right now it's empty. You cannot access it. You don't give it a value. It just sits there and it does nothing. So I want to put it here, and I want to say this dot carrot bullets equals new list of carrots. Okay, and this is just going to create an empty list of bullets that I can use after that. Okay, one more thing that I want to do probably, but let me just check. let me just check where I'm with my list. Okay, let's do some let's do some simple tests first. All right, so let's create a couple of bunnies just to see. So bunny, my second bunny. Come on, bunny equals new bunny, and I want to say this one has name Gosho, has health 100, or let's make it 120, and I'll just leave it there. Okay, I want to say bunny, third bunny, my third bunny equals new bunny, and as soon as I open the bracket, I see that here I have options for my constructors that I can use. So new bunny, and that's gonna be, I don't know, bunny name. Spas. new bunny spas, and after that I want to have the final one, my fourth bunny, which is gonna be new bunny, and I'll just leave it as is. Okay, so now let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So I want to write, let's say, I don't know, let's do my second bunny dot Gosho, bullshit, dot name, and it should be Gosho. Control F5, did I press it? I didn't, and it says Gosho. Okay, let's check the default values. So second bunny, I want to have breed here, and it's mini, it's the default one, right? Let's check the one, the fourth one. So my fourth bunny, and I want to say, let's check the name if that's fine. John Doe. So it's fine, it works. Okay. All right. We made the constants, we are pretty much good to go after that. Okay, so now we are up to methods, right? Right now the only thing that we did is, just the data of our bunny, but for now it doesn't do anything at all. So we would like to change that. And the first thing that I want to do is actually being able to generate an ID for my bunny. So I have the ID here, which is private. I don't want anyone else to be able to see it, but I would like to be able to generate it somehow. And this is what we will do here. So we will say this.id equals, let's say generate ID, and control dot and enter, and we are gonna get the method. Okay, so something that I didn't say, the way you order the fields, the properties, and so on in your class. So first up are the constants. After that we have the fields. After that we have the constructors. After that we have the properties, and finally we have the methods. So the methods should be at the very bottom. And if I do something like, where is my list? I had a list here. So if I press like F12. Here we can see that's exactly how they are doing it in Microsoft. So here, let's say I cannot type here, but let's say that here I have some private stuff, because they're private, and that's why they don't show, right? If I had the full class, they would be there, but this is just a fraction of it. So this is the private. After that we have the constructors, which have the same name as the class. Here we have an indexer, which is something that we'll not be discussing now. After that we have the properties, which one of them is get only. You remember that you cannot set the count, but you can set the capacity of a list. So it's get and set. After that we have all of the methods that we can do. So you should try to follow this structure. So if you ever forget it or you don't remember it, just just press F12 on the list and it will be right there in front of you. The only thing that you have to remember is the constants and the private fields are on top. Let me exit from here. Okay, so I want to generate ID, so I would like to put this thing, I would like to put it somewhere, maybe the card last, I don't know, let's just leave it last. And alright, so since this is now quite a bit of code, I would just do this, and I would also do this to make it a bit more clear. I don't need that, or I do. Let's just leave it. Okay, I want to generate ID. Okay, and it has to be unique for every bunny. And to do that, I would like to have a counter, which is going to be right here. So I would like to have private int counter, and I would like to say that to, I would like to make that to be 0. And once every time. So every time when I create a new bunny, I would like to increase the counter so that I can make a unique ID. And I ask right now, is this line correct for the purposes that I want to do? Yes. It should be static, okay? Because otherwise, every instance of the bunny is gonna have a counter which is gonna be 0. But I actually want to have this counter here to be for the class itself, because it counts all of the bunnies and not just a single one. So it's common to the class bunny and not to the instance of the class bunny. So I should make it a static. That was a good catch. Okay, so I would like to increase this counter once I have once I instantiate a bunny. And what else do I want to have? I would like to put something random in it, so I'll put it here as well. So here I would like to say private random RNG equals new random. Okay, and for the same reason, I would like to have this as static. Okay. So now I have to explain the difference between a constant and a private read-only field, which is static. Okay, I hope that works. Those are quite a few words here. Okay, so what's the difference between a constant and a read-only field? Does anyone know?
The constant can be changed from inside the class.
The constant can be changed.
The read-only field.
Okay, so the read-only field, so yeah, the constant is changed compile time. So once I say minimum name size, once the code compiles, everywhere in my code where it says minimum name size, this will be 3. Okay, and if I want to make a constant, list of int some random constant, new list of int. Okay, I would not be able to do that. Let's see what the error is. Nope. Okay, the expression must be a constant, right? And when I say new list, this separates memory so that I can instantiate and so on. So this is only for values. Whereas read-only, I can give whatever value I want, but after that I cannot change it. So after this line, the read-only field is like a constant, but I can instantiate not just values which are going to be replaced at runtime, but I can also instantiate an RNG or something else which has the keyword new as well. Is it sort of clear? What's the difference? So constants, everywhere where it says this text, it will mean 3. Okay, with the read-only, I can instantiate whatever I want. It doesn't have to be a value, it can be an object, but after that I cannot change it, the same as constant. Okay, so right, so we have the RNG, and I have to go to my method, which is here. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to say how do I access the static field with the counter? Bunny dot counter. Yes. Or I can give the full path, which is bunnies versus zombies dot bunny dot counter as well. Can I just leave it as is? Can I just use counter here? I actually can, but I shouldn't, right? Because of the access levels that we talked about before. So if I want to have here some int, I don't know, other counter, this is going to have the same level, the same access level from the method as if this counter variable. Okay, so I don't want them to have the same level or at least look the same way. So I would like to say here bunny, so that I can emphasize on the fact that this is actually a static field of my bunny. All right, can I just put this here? No, because this means that it's gonna be a field for an instance of bunny and not for the class itself. So just here I have to say bunny.counter plus plus, and I would like to generate some numbers. So here I would like to say int number, or let's just say it unique number equals new, not new, just rng.next, and I have to say bunny.rng.next, and let's say a random number between 1000 and 10,000 or 100,000, it doesn't matter. Okay, and I want to have string final id equals, let's come up with something. So let's make it I don't know, bunny dot counter plus underscore plus unique number. Okay, and I want to return it after that as well. Return final ID. Okay, anything clear or unclear? Unique number isn't exactly unique.
ID is unique.
Yeah, but the ID is unique. Okay, so let's just call it number. I agree. I agree. So I have to change it here as well. All right. And right now, all of my bunnies are gonna have unique.
Can we access the ID in the main?
Right now, we cannot. And the reason is that I only have it as private. Okay, but if I put it as public here, just so that we can see, I would like to be able to say here, or here, just say ID. And we have, number 4, because it's the 4th bunny that I've created. Okay, if I say the first bunny, or just if I say my bunny here, it should be from 1 and some number after that.
If you print it 2 times, it will be the same.
I don't think so. I don't know. It was just random. I can put a seed. Okay, if I put a seed into the random, like ticks, it should be the same now. So 45929 45929 is the same. But if I don't put a seed, it's gonna take like the current time or the ticks of the processor, and it's gonna be different every time. So if I want to, I can do it this way.
If you print it in 2 times, CW in the main.
Let's give it a go. I don't know. Well, it should be the same because I only set it once in the constructor, so there is no reason for it to be different. .id.
The
Okay. Yes. Let's check what happens if I actually don't give a seed here. It's still the same because again I only use it once in the constructor. So let's put some seed here. Let's make it a 0 so that we don't have to do seed, or actually let's do it this way. Random seed, and up here I want to say private const int random seed equals 300. All right. What else is there? What else is there? Actually, quite a lot. So are everyone fine for now? Everything is fine. Okay, let's keep on going because there is a lot more code to write. Okay, so this is not really a game now because again we are only dealing with the data of our bunny. We actually want to have some actions or some methods. So I would like to put it here, methods. And when you write your own code, please don't put these comments here. I only put them so that you can differentiate which is where and so on. But when you write your own codes, don't do that. Okay, so what do we want to have? We want to have greet. So public void greet. Please notice that this was private, so I cannot generate IDs whenever I want. But I want to have greet, and greet is gonna say console.writeLine, and it's gonna be, oh come on, something like hi, my name is I have health, I have bullets remaining. And what else do we have? Sorry? Breed, yeah, breed. So my breed is, this is going to be 3. And now comma, enter. And I want to say, so this dot name, which is going to mean the specific name for the bunny. We have this dot health. We have this dot caret bullets dot count, not length. And after that we have this dot breed. And all of them are with capitals. Okay, so this is great. Let's just say if it works. So my bunny dot greet. Hi, my name is Pesho. I have 150 health. I have 0 bullets remaining because we actually instantiated with an empty list, and my breed is Wuzzy. Okay. This is fine. Okay, but what happens if I want to use something like toString? If I want to, change or convert my bunny to string, let's see what happens. Console.writeLine, and here I want to have my bunny dot toString. What's gonna happen? The class name. So we have the namespace and we have the class, and we actually want to change that. So how do we do that? Let's have a look. Let me first change that to second so that it's something different. Okay, so down here I would like to say public override tab toString, and it pretty much creates, this is very easy to use because you only have to know a couple of keywords and then it's going to rewrite everything after that for you. So return base.toString, we're not going to use that because we do not know what inheritance is. Instead we'll just do our own string. So return, I want to say just simpler than the one above. So I want to say name, health, and I want to have a space here. I want to also have Okay, we don't need the breed, so let's just skip it and bullets. Space and the space here, and I want to have a plus here. Okay, so now I want to just fill in the gaps. So this dot name, I want to have this dot health, and I want to have this dot caret bullets dot count. Okay, and now if I do the, this method to string, it should say, you know, simpler name, then health, and then bullets. Okay, this is very useful to override the toString method. Yeah, it's useful when you want to have some feedback or some info on the current state of your bunny without having to write every single property separately, or make a method that we just did. But I decided to show them both. Okay, what remains? It remains to create bullet. So public void create bullet. What else? I'm sorry, this is add bullet. Well, pretty much the same, but I want to keep it the same. So add bullet. I want to have reload. Public void reload. Okay, so the reason is that let's say that you have a shotgun and you want to reload it every time when it gets to 0, but also you want to you know, gather bullets or carrots as you go along. So this is why I have one method which is, you know, add bullet, and I have another one which is reload. All right. What else do we want? We want to have take damage. So public void take damage, int damage. And finally I want to have public shoot, and here we are going to be shooting at zombies, which we do not have for now. Zombie escape space Z, and I'm just going to comment on that until we get it. Okay, so let's see what happened with our bullets. Okay, so we have the damage, we have the color. Let's just make them into automatic properties. So there's going to be color, and I want to say that this is get private set, and this is get private set as well. Yes, the name was color. Okay, now here is a cool trick. If I select all of these and I press Control dot, generate constructor, and bam, there we go, which is, I think, really cool. And the only thing that I have to do is add this here and this here. As we said, you have to be able to differentiate between the levels of access. Okay, we have in damage. Okay, so everything is fine, I think. Here it doesn't like that I don't have a semicolon, but we are ready to add bullets. So what should I be doing here? Okay, so can anyone tell me the code? This dot caret bullets dot add new caret, and I want to say the damage is going to be 20, and as soon as I put 20 here, I would like to put it up here as well. So private const int, and that's going to be default damage for caret, or just default damage equals 20. Alright, and let me put it back here. So default default damage, and comma, and let's say blue. Third time is a charm. Okay, I guess that is fine. Do I have to check anything? Probably. We'll see in a bit. Okay, after that reload. So I would like to have when I press reload, I want to check. Yeah. So if this dot caret bullets dot count. So if they are bigger than or equal to 4, I would not like to reload, right? Just do nothing. Or the contrary, if they're less than 4, I would like to, less than 3 actually, I would like to reload with 3 bullets. So I would like to say 4, 3, and then I want to have this dot caret bullets dot add, or just add bullet, right? I already have a method for that. So this dot add bullet, and I want to do it three times. So if I don't have 3 and I press reload, I want them to be 3 again. Otherwise, don't do nothing. Okay, we have take damage. This is a bit longer from the bunny. So take damage is for the bunny. So if someone hits us, I want to say my bunny dot take damage. Okay, so damage no. So
Minus equals damage.
health minus the damage. Okay, so I want to say this dot health with the capital H equals this dot health minus damage. All right, and yeah, but there is a problem here. Can you tell me what that is? Is the same. Sorry? We may go under 0, so I have to do something about that. So if this dot health minus damage is less than 0, I would like to say this dot health actually equals to 0, so that we never go below 0. And I also want to say console.writeLine bunny is dead. Sad face. Else, sorry? Else, just do that. Okay, is it clear? Otherwise, we will be getting an exception because we set the value to some number. All right, and then we have shoot for the zombie. But I say that we do that after the break. It's going to be relatively short, so yeah, don't worry. We won't be doing that in such full detail. So yeah, I say 5 minute break. I think it's fine. Right, so 2 things that I have to fix. Let me just find them. So first of all, the ID should be private. We just changed this so that we can see the ID. And after that, there was something else that I wanted to change. Which constant? Reload constant. So it was somewhere around here. So this thing here, can I do it with control dots? Introduce constant. Nice. So yeah, just for that one. And this is gonna be reload bullets number. Smart. Visual Studio is smart. Okay, so let's do the zombie, and I'll do it up here because it's gonna be smaller. So class zombie. Okay, so let's have public int health as a private. As a how's that called? Automatic property. So get private set public what else do I want to have? Damage. Public int damage get private set, and again do that trick control dot. Yeah, I'll put it. So yeah, semicolon, semicolon, select it, control dot, generate constructor, and we want to have two methods which will be pretty much the same. So I want to have public void take damage or receive, it's the same, and I would like to have public void attack, maybe attack, and here I want to have bunny. Yes.
Can we in main just type take damage?
Yes, we can normally. Yeah, but take damage. It's not gonna be clear where it comes from if I just do it this way, right? Take damage, and here I wanna say int damage. And here, without that much validation and so on, you already saw how it's done in the bunny. Here I just want to make it a little bit quicker, so I would like to say this dot damage minus equals damage, which is the same as this dot damage equals this dot damage minus damage. And here attack bunny, I would like to say bunny dot health minus equals bunny dot health minus damage. All right, I think we are good to go. Yes.
In take damage function, should it be this dot help?
Sorry, here
Yeah.
take damage. Yes, this dot health equals this dot health minus damage. And one more thing that I've just noticed, so instead of doing that, which I've already written and I already have, I can just say bunny dot take damage, right? And I can just say this dot damage here. So I already have a method for each bunny which tells it to take damage, and I just want to give as an argument the damage of my zombie. So it's going to be this dot damage, which refers to the specific zombie. And also this is mirrored to the method, the last one that I want to make. So it's going to be this one, public shoot. Well, sort of the same. So if I want to check here if I have bullets. So if bullets, if this dot caret bullets dot count is bigger than 0, I want to say first take damage. So Z, or let's call this zombie. So zombie dot take damage, and I want to say this dot caret bullets dot last dot damage. So this way I can have bullets which have different damage, and I only want to shoot with the last one that I have, or with the first one that I have. It doesn't really matter what you want to change. So let's do it with last. So every time when I shoot a bullet, it's gonna be the last one that I shoot, and of course I have to update the caret bullets as well after that. So let's do that in a second. Else say console dot write line no bullets. Sorry. Okay, so how do I remove the last bullet? Remove at index. Yes. So this dot caret bullets dot remove at, and I want to say this dot caret bullets dot count -1 because I'll be going outside of the list if I do that. And what do you not like? Method has to have a return type, so void. Alright, and this seems to be fine. Let's play it a bit. Okay, so let's which bunny should I leave? I say the first one. Okay, I want to also have zombie. So here I want to have zombie, I don't know, enemy, zombie equals new zombie, and I only have a single constructor which has int, health and damage. So health is gonna be, I don't know, 50, damage is gonna be, I don't know, 35, let's say. Okay, so let's say my bunny dot greet first after I've made all of the instantiations that I want. So let's see what happens. My bunny dot greet. Okay, hi, my name is Fish. I have 150 health. I have 0 bullets remaining. My breed is Wuzzy. Okay, so we don't have any bullets. So what we need to do is my bunny dot reload. And let's greet again, or let's just write. Let's use everything that we have. So my bunny dot toString. And while we're at it, I would like to do the same thing for the zombie as well. So I want to have public override toString, and I want to just say zombie health. This dot health. Okay. Right, so we are here. We want to check what happened to our bullets, if everything is fine. Okay, so now we have 3 bullets, so we are fine. We've reloaded. Let's see what happens if I reload again. So I just want to copy all of that and paste, and I should not be having more bullets. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so let's shoot at the zombie. So my bunny dot shoot, and here I want to have zombie, so enemy zombie. Okay, before that I want to say zombie dot no, it was enemy zombie dot toString, so that we see what happens with it. And after that we want to shoot the zombie, and I want to do that same thing again, so I'll just copy and paste that. But I don't have the health, right? So I have to add the health here as well. Oh no, I have the health, it's fine. Alright, so Control F5, and if I zoom in, okay, so the zombie has initially 50 health. This is how we instantiated it, and after the shot it now has 30. Okay, it's fine, this works. But I want to also see the bunny, so I want to copy the bunny and see if we updated the bullets properly. Alright, okay, so we already have 2 bullets, so everything is working fine. What's gonna happen if I shoot a couple of times? So where's that shoot? Okay, fine. Right, so I shoot, now I have 0 bullets, and if I want to try to shoot again, and yeah, let's see what happens. Okay, so we have 2, then since I don't print anything, the only thing that is gonna print is no bullets, sorry. And I can print the zombie as well. It will probably have negative health since we didn't implement the dead thing, so enemy zombie dot toString. Let's see what happens there. Zombie health is -10, and if I print the bunny as well to see if it has no bullets, that should be fine as well. And 0 bullets. we are good. Okay, is there anything that we haven't tested? The health of the bunny. All right, so let's hit. So if I have to hit it with the zombie with 35 damage, it's gonna take a lot of time. So let's check if it works. So enemy zombie dot attack, and here I wanna have my bunny, and I wanna print the bunny as well. And now we have minus 35 health here, if you can see, 115. And right, so if I make this bigger, say 80, now I have 70 health. Okay, what's gonna happen if I put exactly 150 here? It's gonna say that it's dead, or it didn't. It just says health 0, but didn't I print bunny dead? Yeah, but else means that the less than or equal to. Yeah, bunny is dead. Sad face. All right, it wasn't much of a game, but let me just clean this up a little bit because it looks horrible. Okay, space there is fine, space here is not fine. I should do, sorry, what? I forgot to write in the zombie constructor, so you're saying about this. Yeah, I didn't put this here, thanks. Which I should have done. Right, so anything that needs taking care of. Here we have more spaces than we need. Here we don't have a space that we need. You can put this on a single line normally, but I think this is fine as well. Just a second. Do we need the brackets? I think so. Yeah, you need. Put the enter here, put the enter here. Properties, okay, so here I have one that I've missed. Here I have one that I missed, here as well, here as well. And yeah, I guess it looks fine now. Anything? Yeah?
If we change the constant for the reload bullet number.
If we change the constant for the reroll, for the reload, this one here.
We have to have 3 bullets if we reload, because in the 4th cycle you didn't change it.
Interestingly enough, here it says
3 bullets every time.
it adds 3 bullets every time, so all right, yes, so here I have to say reload bullets number, so yeah, good catch, that one, yeah. It's still gonna give us 6, I think, or no? Why 5? From 0 to 6 is gonna give me 6. But if I have 2 bullets and I reload, I will have 8.
You should start the I from the current count.
At reload we have to
From the current counter. From the current count. This dot caret bullets dot count. -1?
Yep.
Maybe. Alright, I have 6. I've showed a couple of times. Now we are 2, and yeah. Okay. Any other mistakes that I've done and I didn't spot? Alright. Anything unclear about all of this code? properties, fields, constructors, methods, the connection between the fields, the properties, and the value in the constructor. Anything that I need to repeat? Okay, I know that this is a lot of information, but you have a good homework to practice that. Let's see it. Okay, so we've done all of that. Let's talk a little bit about best practices. Okay, so constructors and properties should keep the object state correct. This means that if something doesn't have to be exposed, you shouldn't expose it. Meaning, use private when you can, or use public only when you have to do something. And when you expose information, please do it only via property or validation. Okay, so this is called encapsulation. I've mentioned that in the last course as well. This is exactly what I said. If someone doesn't need to know about how you're implementing your algorithm or something, just it shouldn't be there. Okay, so can force validation when creating, modifying the object state. So this is something that we did with the property. Constructor define which properties are mandatory and which are optional. Okay, that's in there as well. We haven't really talked about optional parameters, but I guess I'll just leave that for next lecture, because this was a bit too much. Maybe next lecture I'll mention how you can have optional properties. Okay, property setters should validate the new value before saving it in the object. So if you want to do that, throw exceptions. If you think that nobody is gonna use your property in a weird way, then just make it automatic, because it's a lot less writing. Invalid values should cause an exception, and that's clear. One thing that I wanted to mention very quickly, so field is not the same as properties. So fields can be connected to the properties, but they can be something completely different that you just use for an algorithm or for something. So this counter here that we used, it was something that we used which was not really connected to any of the Bunny properties, right? This was something completely different, and we only used it to generate the ID. So if you use some complicated algorithm or something like that, these should also be private fields. So it's not just those connected to the properties. So I would like to separate them as well this way. Same goes for this RNG. So the RNG, it's not connected to any of the properties. So it's again private. So nobody should be able to see what kind of variables you use to implement your algorithms. Maybe you do some complicated depth first search, which requires a bit more variables and so on. All of those should be private, and they should not be visible to the outside world, is what I wanted to say. Okay, and your homework, I want to spend a couple of minutes to explain what's going on here. So you have to do something similar to what I just did, a bit more. But yeah, since it's a homework, you can sit down at home, relax, and it shouldn't take that much time. Okay, so you have to make a hero. He has the following information. You have name, health level, mana, strength, agility, intelligence, primary attribute. So as an enumeration, one of the previous three. So you can have a primary attribute, which is either strength, agility, or intelligence. And these are actually the values for the strength, agility, and intelligence. Okay, is blocking, is dead. You should also have a class, which is different from this word class. You should have a class sorcerer, fighter, or tank. So what do you think you should be doing? So how do you think you should implement this sorcerer, fighter, and tank? Child class. We haven't done any inheritance, so just do it as an enumeration. Right? It's just a class. It's just the type of your hero. Okay, then Fighter and tank are different classes in Dota. I didn't want to put it as carry here, but think of carry. So fighter is the guy that fights. The tank is the guy that takes all of the damage and is fat. Okay. All right. So we have also weapon, which is a separate class, and we have armor, which is a separate class. Okay. So far, just properties, nothing that special. Okay. Define a class weapon which holds the following information. You have type, which is again an enumeration. You have class, which is common, rare, or mythical. You have damage as well for each weapon. So the damage is not a property of the hero, but it's of the weapon. Okay, so you have armor, which is similar, but it has that damage block. Okay, so here are some requirements. So several constructors for each class. Validate some of the properties that you think they need validation of. The others you can do with automatic properties. Okay, don't leave magical numbers in the code, and normally I'll be looking at quality code. So everything that I did here, the way I ordered, the way I named the variables and so on. Private fields should be with camel case. Public properties should be with Pascal case. With the constants, it's with the capital letters and so on. So try to follow the same way and the same code that I just shown you. Okay, and now we have the methods, which are a bit more interesting. You can attack, you can take damage. Both of them are very, very clear. Okay, you can go into block mode, which I'll let you read at home. Basically, when you're blocking for the next attack, if someone attacks you, you get less damage, and but the trade-off is that on the next turn you actually do less damage to others. So yeah, you read it. I think I've explained it well. If not, you can ask questions on the forum or anywhere that you want. Okay, each method should display an update in the console, so something similar of what I did. So like status of your hero, the hero that has been attacked, and so on. What kind of operation are you doing? So once you attack, someone should display hero 1 attacking hero 2, has taken 30 damage, and so on. So something descriptive of the state of the heroes and so on. Okay, 7 is test. Create 3 heroes, 1 from each class with the corresponding values, armor and weapon. Make a battle between them with repeated operations of attacking and blocking. So don't do it the way that I just did with just typing it out. Just do it in a while loop until somebody dies or until there is a winner. It shouldn't be that more complicated. Okay, to make it more interesting, you can decide randomly which hero attacks, which hero is attacked, and which hero blocks. So the block can be random, it can be decision made, you can test your AI skills if you want to. Nothing too complicated, okay? I don't require anything complicated, just try to test all of the things that you've written in your classes. Okay, also so that we can see what's actually happening. If you decide to do it with a while loop, use thread.sleep so that I can see step by step what happens, or user input. So once you press enter, something happens, just whatever you want. Again, I don't want anything complicated. I'll be looking at the classes mostly, how you've written them, how you've done them, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if you have time, you can go fancy and do some nice stuff with this. Or if you don't really have that much time, just show that what you have as classes is working. Yes, there is a question.
Should we do the whole homework in one project? Or
The whole homework is in one project. Otherwise, it would be very hard to do.
Can each class be in its own file?
Yes, I didn't show that, but you can do that as well if you want. Questions?
so no need to be coded in one project.
No. This is a whole homework. This is a full problem. You don't have to have a solution with different, because it doesn't make sense now to do that. You have a single problem, so it should be in a single solution or in a single project.
You don't have to copy the whole.
You don't have to copy the whole thing, please. Don't copy the whole thing. Any other questions? Nope. Okay, have a good evening.